Are we safe inside our own home? This is the question that the nation is asking following the brutal death of Margaret Gamaru, a young vibrant lady from mixed parentage of Central and Morobe province, sent shockwaves through Port Moresby and the nation. Margaret's life was tragically cut short on the early hours of Saturday, February 15th, when she was taken inside her home and murdered in a senseless act of violence that has left the country in disbelief and grief. On that fateful morning, she was reportedly attacked by a group of armed men who entered the house where she was residing with her boyfriend at Watermark Estate near Baruni. She was dragged out from her home by the armed criminals. She tried to put up a fight, but she was overpowered by the gang and was taken to a dark section of the Baruni Hill where she was beaten, tortured, repeatedly raped, and ultimately killed in a horrific manner. Her body was later found by other residents and security guards. What they saw was so inhumane and horrific that it will haunt them for the rest of their lives. The nature of her death, which involved severe physical violence, highlighted the shocking levels of brutality and the prevalence of gender-based violence in the country. Prime Minister James Marape has condemned in the strongest terms the brutal rape and murder of this young lady. He described the act as inhumane, barbaric, and utterly unacceptable in our society. I am deeply shocked and outraged by this despicable crime, Mr. Marape said. No woman, no child, and no citizen of this country should ever have to endure such horrifying violence. This is not just an attack on one individual. It is an attack on our collective sense of humanity and justice. Reports indicated that Margaret's attackers subjected her to extreme cruelty, and her death was not only a personal tragedy, but also a symbol of the widespread issue of violence against women throughout the country. A couple of weeks prior to Margaret's death, another young mother of two was brutally tortured, raped and killed by her very own partner, a soldier in the Papua New Guinea Defence Force in Port Moresby. It has been reported that two suspects involved in the barbaric killing of Margaret were caught by police, and the identity of other gang members are now known to police, and hopefully more arrests will be made soon. The Papua New Guinea government didn't waste no time to start eviction of all illegal settlements at Baruni. These deaths have sparked public outrage and concern, with many calling for justice and for more significant efforts to protect women from such violence. It also ignited a broader conversation about the need for systemic changes in law enforcement, education, and societal attitudes toward women's rights. In the wake of her death, the nation is wondering what the government is planning to do to help stop violence against our mothers and sisters. There was a collective cry for justice, with demands for the perpetrators to be held accountable, and for better protection of women and girls in the country. Margaret's brutal murder stands as a somber reminder of the pervasive violence that still affects many in Papua New Guinea, and the ongoing struggle for gender equality and justice.